What are we going to play? What are we going to play? Ideally, something quick and easy. I have still not played any Coglins. I'll do it at some point. Quick and easy, quick and easy, quick and easy. Yeah, sure. Minotaur. Minotaur Gladiator. Minotaur Gladiator is what we are going to go for. And of course, we're going to go with a sword. With a sword, this is going to be a dexterity Minotaur Gladiator. These guys have the retaliatory headbutt, and that I think only works with dodges. The foe misses you in melee. Aha, so that means that Minotaur's skill with dodging. Everybody cross your fingers so that we get a good sword. But the early game is gonna be really easy. I have this suspicion that my sword's dexterity characters are still gonna be absolutely wonderful. We found a Dagger of Venom, which is really, really strong, so I'm gonna use that for a while. And we are gonna be training fighting instead of training swords because I want to have immediate impact on my experience and not wait until I find a better sword. But yeah, this will kill many things that I would have issues killing in the early game, like uniques. For example, Terrence, unless Terrence happens to get poison resistance, I should be able to do well against Dexterity. Remember, Dexterity, if you see me leveling Strength in this run, it's most likely because I forgot that it's supposed to be Dexterity, but it's gotta be Dexterity. Um, Unless I mention, specifically, oh, okay, we found a reason to not go swords dexterity anymore, and we're gonna go like armor strength or whatever. But it most likely is not gonna happen. Um, I have not seen the patch notes other than like whatever few additions were made to the game or like changes. The Dithmenos change, the Maclef change, things like that. I know about those. I have not tried Nu Jredremnul. I have not tried Nu Som. What do we get here? Hep Huskayoru. I'll go for it. Hep. Alright. That's a good ancestor. Um, why go Hep? Because well, we are playing a tournament, and in the tournament you get a banner for winning a game with a Fatal Altar God. And the selection of gods that were offered to me there was good enough. Like all three of them were really okay. I got Hep, Ru, and something else, I think. I don't remember which one was the last one, but all three of them were pretty good. None of them were like Trog or like something like that. This is a pretty okay ring. Did I lose the ancestor? I have no idea. Oh, I didn't lose the ancestor. That's nice. Not that you lose it permanently, of course, but I guess you already knew that. Yep. Pick up and wear this scale mail. Goodbye. Long blades. We're gonna search for long blades, and at some point we're gonna find a scimitar or something like that. Ideally, an enchanted branded scimitar. Not there. You may remember your ancestor's life. Knight Valmeasure Hexer. I'll make her a knight, but isn't knight nerfed? Hmm. I'll try knight. Yeah, sure. That's an ogre. D4 ogre, not too out of the ordinary. Yeah, I don't want to fight two priests and an ogre at the same time. I don't feel like anything in this game beats two priests and an ogre so early in the game. It's kind of messed up. Okay, we find the other priest was cutting me off. Fortunately, we get to fight it mostly 1 versus 1. Your priest dies. Okay, so now I just have to deal with this ogre, which I'm gonna net. Well worth it. Um, we don't even lose the net. That was exceedingly lucky. Just as it was to get a D4 temple, but an even earlier um, altar, faded altar to go for. Yeah, this game has been pretty good so far. We even found an okay Randard ring, 3 strength 5 resistance, and the blink ability, which I'm probably never gonna make use of. But it's okay to have it as an option, so I can point at and say, oh yeah, I should have trained for evocations. You know, the kind of thing that happens to me pretty much every run. I feel like every real good run that I have, I always have a moment that I'm like, oh, I should have trained evocations. It just happens too often. Okay, I'll buy the boots. I think like we need to buy the boots. We cannot buy the blink and the boots, but we only need 10 more dollar dues for the blink, so I'm gonna wait. Immediate Menkaure Torment, that is terrible. Let's see if we can find some tele. That is fine. We can definitely make use of that right now. Is that a summoned character following me in a bubble? Is it a merfolk or something? It is a Hep ancestor. Uh, Hep, the god that I am worshipping, gives you like a memory of your ancestor. Pretty much, you can see the description there. It is surrounded by a bubble because that's how the game signifies that it is an allied monster, I suppose. I don't know. I don't see tiles. I see console only. But yeah, it's my ally. It is permanent. If it dies, it comes back, but it takes a while for it to come back. So it is definitely in my best interest for it to not die. Um, I made it a knight. I can make it an ancestor, or um, I can make it a knight. Well, it is a knight right now. I can make it a knight, a hexer, or a battle mage, and they have like different level up properties. They level up with me. In fact, if I press this button, what is the button? This is the button. Yeah. You can see here the upgrade path of your ancestor. Doesn't really get anything until level 15, at which point it gets a Broadaxe of Flaming. At level 19, it gets a Tower Shield of Reflection and Haste the spell. And at level 24, it gets a Broadaxe of Speed. These levels that it refers to are my levels. So as I level up, as I already said, the ancestor also levels up with me. In this case, the ancestor is affected by Inner Flame. So if I get lucky, the ancestor is just gonna explode on Menkaure, which would be absolutely wonderful, and I would be completely safe. Worst case scenario, Menkaure somehow survives the ancestor, or the inner flame wears off and the ancestor doesn't kill Menkaure, and then Menkaure kills me, or I get tormented too much. Yeah, there's a few things that can go terribly wrong here. This is a really sketchy situation. Um, Nothing really to do about it other than hope that the ancestor does that. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, that is very convenient. And as you saw, the ancestor emerges from the mists of memory. Do you get experience or loot from the ancestor killing monsters? Yes, you get complete experience from the ancestor killing monsters. In this game, you don't get random loot. All that you can get is what the monsters were carrying when you kill them. Um, Sometimes they carry really good stuff, so it's okay. Yeah, it is. It is not really a pet. Yeah, but I think that it's been a couple of months, if not years, since it was the case that in Crawl you got less of anything for summons or pets killing things. Um, yeah, like they function as if you had killed them, as if you had killed whatever they kill. Um, 3 pips of piety. That was fast. Hep gets piety from exploring, right? Yeah, Hep likes it when you explore the world. And you cannot, you like the ancestor is super good because you can shoot through it. It can shoot through you. Like you two cannot hurt each other pretty much in any way whatsoever. So it is a really nice thing to have around. It is never an annoyance. Absolutely 0% of the time it is an annoyance. Um, so yeah, Hep is a really solid god because of that. And that's really all that Hep does. Gives you the dude and it gives you a bunch of abilities so you can do stuff with the ancestor. Like you can reimagine the ancestor. Let's see. Um, mm, what would be a good name for this ancestor? There we go. Yeah. That is for flavor reasons. That literally has zero impact on gameplay. But the other abilities do. Like the Recall Ancestor brings it towards you if it's alive. And the Transference ability swaps you with the Ancestor. So you can do something like tell the Ancestor to go away and then use transference to move yourself to where the Ancestor is. So you save the Ancestor or you escape a sketchy situation. It is a very, very versatile ability. Um, what else? What else? Um, well, we haven't gotten the capstone ability, but it empowers the ancestor, gives it a heal, gives it a lot more damage. It is pretty powerful. Hep is just overall a good god. You can swap places with him in a narrow corridor. Yes, you can displace the ancestor without having to use like even the ability. You swap places. Leather armor of cold resistance. I'm gonna put that on. 811. Okay, we found the sewer. The ancestor flies, so it's not gonna fumble attacks here. There we go. Let's go into the sewer. Let's see what we get. Yeah, most other summons in Crawl don't work like that when it comes to the friendly fire. Like you can hit them and they won't hit you unless they are like demons or something. Demons sometimes don't care and they just attack you anyway. There was this one time where I was doing SOT and I got a friendly Pandemonium Lord with Conjure Ball Lightning, and it was spamming the ball lightnings to the degree where I was resistant to electricity and it was still killing me. That's how much ball lightning it was spamming. And so it can get really dangerous if you have a strong ally, a demonic ally. But at least those were temporary. Yeah, the ancestor on the other hand will never ever ever harm you in any way. It cannot. Um, and you cannot harm it either. Really good. Mm, okay, so far the sewer has been pretty easy. This jelly could be annoying. It does do a little bit of damage, but nothing too concerning. If I didn't already have, oh wow, the Jiva altar was reworked. Like the tile is different now. Eh, I don't like it. I like the old Jiva altar better. If you're wondering about the old Jiva altar, it is the one that I have in my profile. Like the one you can see at the top left corner, that is a Jiva altar from before. But fortunately, it doesn't affect me in any way whatsoever since I play console and I don't play tiles, and by extension, I don't see those changes. Um, it sure must be nice for tiles players. One of these guys is wielding, yeah, +2 dagger of venom. The smallest of upgrades, but it is an upgrade nonetheless. We're gonna take it. I'm still waiting on a better sword than the long sword of freezing that I got from randomly reading brand weapon and branding it with freezing. Like it's okay. It's not a like a bad item or anything, but it is Like I'm waiting for something like a higher quality item, better base type, more enchanted, ideally. That guy's super poison, so I don't really have to finish it. Heavy long sword, interesting. Oh, scimitar. There we go. Now, should I use this scimitar instead of the dagger venom? Decisions. Did I buy the blinking? I did not go back and buy the blinking. Let me do it now. I want to identify that. Let's also buy tele to identify it. And I'll come back and buy magic mapping to identify it and haste to identify it in time. Blork the orc. Sandblast, Shock, Throw Flame, Stink, Throw Frost, and Haste. That's a nasty spell set. Around 31 HP. You know what? Are you immune to poison? Oh yeah, you are immune to poison, so that is even more incentive to not fight that guy. Yeah, run away. We are not fighting that. That is a bit too powerful for me to deal with at the moment. Which is okay. Like it's definitely not a serious problem to have to run away from things every now and then. But my concern or my grievance, to be more precise, is when you have to run away from everything. When the average encounter is just too strong for you. But I mean that's not gonna happen. I'm a Minotaur. Minotaurs don't have that happen to them straight up. So yeah. Um, The only things that have made me kind of concerned have been Menkaure, the two orc priests, and the ogre, and now Blorkula, the Orcula, or whatever the name is, which, by the way, maybe that should be reverted. All right. Orcs should be immune to poison. That is specifically because it's an orc, like a vampiric orc or something, and vampires are undead, and undead are immune to poison, but orcs aren't immune to poison. Unless they happen to have gear that makes them immune to poison. This could be a problem. Okay, we get the net. This guy is wielding a +3 scimitar, so that is an upgrade for me, but this is a pretty sketchy situation. Yeah, and attacks of opportunity. Um, mm, I wish I had something to do to deal with these guys. I really wish, but unfortunately, I don't think I do. Yeah, well, a beam wand would be great here. So I can hit them all at the same time, soften them up. At least I killed with the one with the +3 scimitar, so if I manage to survive this somehow, I can come back and pick that up. And there we go. Okay. Oh, landed in a potentially worse spot with a jelly in melee. Or warrior. Yeah, this orc, as you can see, doesn't have poison resistance. It would be where its max HP and threat are, but since it's not there, it doesn't have it. The jelly should have poison resistance. Yeah, here you can see how it looks when a monster does have it. Lord Killer, the Orkilla is a special case, unfortunately. We teleport again. We land in an okay spot. Okay, Blorkilla, Deorkilla again. Let me see if I can get that scimitar. I want to get that scimitar and then just leave the level because this level happens to be a little bit too nasty. I really wish I had something to deal with you. I could try netting, but I don't think that will be enough. Because it's also a mage. Um, so while netted it can cast spells, it's just like not gonna dodge anything that I do, pretty much. Hmm. Monsters with poison resistance are a bit too powerful, in my opinion. Let me see if I can. Okay. If I can fight them one by one, the whites, I can kill them. Yeah. Dexterity. Aha, beautiful. That went very well. And now let's go pick up my reward for beating those guys. We have a brand weapon for 114 gold. I could brand this scimitar for an early game power spike. I don't know how necessary it is, but I could definitely do that if I feel myself unable to kill things. If I find myself unable to kill things in general, ideally that wouldn't happen. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna get 14. 14 is min delay for the weapon that I'm using at the moment, and after that we're gonna get dodging. We are gonna get like 12 dodging. Okay, I don't have to fight that. Like I really don't have to fight that, and if I don't have to fight it, I'm not going to fight it. I don't think that I receive any meaningful reward for fighting that, and it, on the contrary, is probably gonna cost me quite a few resources. So yeah. Oh, these things summon another one. Yeah. After damaging hits summons more of itself. And I take it that the ones that are summoned can also summon stuff. Ah, very inconvenient. But the Cobalt Demonologist is just too scary to not get rid of immediately. Okay, this is spiraling out of control. Let's read a teleport. If you kill the original summoner, the ones that were summoned disappear because that's how summons work in this game. So the safest way to deal with them is to just prioritize the real one. Yeah, way back in the day, many years ago, that was not the case. There were instances of summoners summoning something that could summon another of the original summoner, and it would just completely spiral out of control. That used to be a thing that happened in the late game, but that kind of thing doesn't really happen that much anymore. Ouch. Um, hmm. Not bad, and we don't lose the net either. Very happy about that. Let's go buy the magic mapping. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm level 10. Surely I can beat you now. Yeah. Lorkilla, the Orkilla avoids a killing blow by scattering into a rainbow of bats, and it turns into 4 vampire bats, which is very nasty. If the base monster wasn't already dangerous enough, the vampire bats would be terrible to deal with if you were at low HP. Fortunately, this time I wasn't at low HP. I'll buy the magic mapping. Magic mapping is an important thing to be aware of. Yeah, I was thinking if I wanted the haste, but not really. I can hold on to the haste. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Well, I think we have to acquire that greatsword. It is plus 10. I don't think we pass up a plus 10 greatsword at this point in the game, or at all. The gloves are good. The double sword of freezing is also really good, but I just acquired the greatsword, which I'm probably just gonna stick with for a substantial amount of the game, if not the entire game. Gonna get these. This is gonna be a damage nerf because of the -2 dexterity, but we get resistance to electricity and poison. Poison resistance is relevant early on. Resistance to electricity is relevant later on, but that is one less concern for me. Things are looking really, really good for this character. And we find a Bailey. We have a Bailey in this level. We are strong enough to deal with it, so it's gonna be nice. Maggie with a Morningstar and Steam Scales. Let me see if I can pull her towards here. Yep, I have fire resistance, so her bolts of fire are not that scary. What is scary is fighting all of that in the open. I have 8 digging charges, more than in my previous crawl game. Yeah, in my previous crawl game, in the whole game, I found 4 charges of digging, and this time on D9 I already have more. Sometimes it is like that. Joseph as well. We lose the Ancestor, unfortunately. This could be a problem. Yeah, throwing some jabs. The jabs pierce through everything. They function as a beam spell would in this game. We finish off Joseph. We still haven't lost a single net. That is wonderful. We get back the Ancestor. I am thinking that I should maybe read Magic Mapping, but it says that it's nearby, so I don't want to waste Magic Mapping. I'm just gonna try to find it on my own. Yeah, if I get my dodging to 12, I think that I'm just gonna get Mindalay on the Greatsword because it is that powerful. And because it's highly enchanted, enchantment also gives accuracy as well as damage. So I'm not having the normal complications hitting things that one would associate with heavy two-handers. Yeah, for comparison, base accuracy -3, and let's compare it with the scimitar. Scimitar says base accuracy 0, and the dagger says base accuracy +6 because it happens to be the case that using a very small weapon is much easier than using a bit of a larger weapon, which also happens to be easier than using a very long, heavy weapon. Anyway, we found the thing. Let me just rest as much as possible and then get in. Ah, no. Oh, okay. Now I need to use magic mapping. I accidentally went downstairs or like went down a hatch instead of going into the valley. That is going to be a problem. I'm probably not gonna make it back. What are these things? Skulking apparition that disguises itself as a harmless shadow. Goes invisible. Claw, max damage 14, increased damage when unseen. I wonder if that means that monster stabbing is gone from the game, because that's how they used to work. I'm not particularly close. Okay, I might make it. Fortunately, I could go effectively on a straight line. Beautiful. Without the digging, it would have been impossible for me to reach it in time. This one is hard, but I am very powerful, offensively at least. So we are not gonna really struggle that much doing this. I do have to say that I would be interested in having a little bit more armor class, but at least I have decent evasion for how early in the game this is. Okay, no Warlord in the Bolt this time. We do have a Knight, which is pretty strong, but I happen to have obtained Curare very recently. So we Curare and then we net. And then we net. Uh-huh. And then we get rid of that guy. We don't lose the net yet again. We don't lose the Curare. Things are going very well. Yeah, not having a Warlord here is great. Boots of Flying, Storm Scales. I'm probably gonna be using those. And the Boots of Flying, I may use them, but for now, it's better to keep what I have. Um, Not a terrible Bailey. We got a really substantial upgrade for this character in the form of the Storm Scales. Yeah, we go from like 916 to 1612. That's a pretty good bump in defenses for me. And it also gives me incentive to get some armor training. So I'm gonna do that next. We're gonna postpone a little bit the training of the greatsword. It turns out that 14 skill is not only min delay for the longsword and the scimitar, but it also is 1.0 delay for the greatsword. So it is like the best amount of skill to train in the early game. Mm. So yeah, let's get out of here and let's continue. I feel like a more skilled player at going fast through the game would have already gotten a rune at least with how strong of a start I got. Why are there elves on my D9? It's a bit messed up. And by a bit messed up, I mean maybe I should not be here because elves on D9 is really nasty. Like even the lowest level elves are concerning with the resistance. You saw how the Pyromancer dealt so much damage to me so quickly. Yeah, there's just so many of them. Okay, let's just leave this level. Sometimes the developers put these kind of things that are not necessarily unfair, but they're like, hey, you need to go down now. Like you're supposed to go down now. Um, it's a pretty good chainmail. 1812 versus 2013 and 5 slaying. And since I don't need the resistance to electricity, I'll keep this chainmail around. Like we are not gonna be using this, and we're definitely not gonna be using that. The storm scales I might use. I might use them, but who knows? Okay, some whites. Now that I have such a beefy weapon, they are kind of a joke. Yeah. With the protection proc, I have 27 armor class, which is massive for this point in the game. But a substantial part of my previous winning character, I had less than that. Um, yeah. Okay, we found the gauntlet. Unfortunately, I use magic mapping. Um, oh, wait. Why would I care about magic mapping if the gauntlet is right here? Well, let's go in, see what we get. Doing this so early might be rough, but I am pretty powerful, so I am hoping that my lack of experience, being only experience level 11, is going to be compensated for by the crazy loot that I have. Okay, rendered ring, rendered globes. Are they going to be better than my current rendered globes? I doubt it somehow. I mean, I guess it's okay to check for them. Maybe they're better, but if I can choose between the rendered ring and the rendered globes, I'll get the rendered ring just because my rendered globes are already this good. Um, I think that the ring slot is more likely to be upgraded. Okay, and where are the globes now? I think I see them. Oh, and then what is this then? Oh, this is not globes, or well, they are globes, but they're not artifact globes. So we go for this one. Let me see what we would have to fight against. Some really nasty things. Having scroll poison would help there. The abominations I'm not concerned by. What I am most concerned about are the spiders because they're accompanied by a moth of rat. So I think I can deal with spiders, but I don't think I can deal with berserk spiders, especially so many of them. I do have Wand of Roots, and of course, in every run, there is a point where I say I wish I had been training evocations, and that point is right now. Um, We should be okay. We should be okay. Come on. Let me see if I can maneuver these guys to be in a more favorable position for me. Yeah, that might get the job done. If I had Cirque, this would be a great time to Cirque. I guess that I can use Imbis. Okay, my ancestor is holding them back, which is great. I'm just gonna not fight them at all. Get my ring. Okay, it's a pretty good ring. Scroll of Tele, I think we can leave that behind. I really don't want the Berserking spiders to come with me. So we're leaving behind 34 gold and a Scroll of Tele. But it's okay, it's perfectly worth it. And the ring is also perfectly worth it. It's a pretty good ring. Now let me rest to full HP. Can I please? Okay, I guess not. I have to hold down the wait button. Right, time for the second part of this. Yeah, look at these defenses are kind of bonkers. 28-20 at this point in the game. All right, now time for the Minotaur. We have so many potions that I don't know what they are, but at least we have curing and heal wounds identified. But I should buy some scrolls of identify once we get out of here. That is not a good ring. That is a pretty bad ring. In fact, the negative willpower might be something that we can um, that we can take advantage of. Normally, these guys have way too much willpower. It still says that it has 2 pips of willpower, so I'm not sure if it's affected by the negative willpower. Net, Curare. Okay, beautiful. We get that terrible ring and a bunch of other things. Let me drop the terrible ring that we're never gonna use. We lose a net, but it's fine. Well worth it. Minotaur zombie. And we picked up an item that I have no idea what it is. That I have never seen. It's an experience evocable, but let's see what it does. Shaking it with the proper rhythm will draw a large number of monsters into a narrow space and hold any hostile ones in place for a short time with inescapable ways of crushing gravity. So it is Gels Gravitas, but as an item. I guess. Yeah, I guess is the only thing that can be said about that. I will see if I find any situations where it might be a useful thing, but I'm guessing no. Hellfire Mortar. That sounds funny. Level 7 Fire Earth. Splits apart the ground in front of the caster and scopes a terrifying weapon out of molten rock. This mortar will move slowly along the lava-filled chasm, autonomously launching gouts of magma at the caster's enemies as it does so. When it reaches the end of its path or is obstructed in its movement by another creature, it will sink back into the lava and the chasm will seal itself shut shortly thereafter. And you're telling me that it shoots every turn. That is nice. I like it when things that you summon, even though this is not particularly a summon spell, but I like it when things that you summon are reliable. I'll obviously use that at some point. Not on this run, but I'll use it at some point. We also got Fulsome Fossilate. Let's see what it is. Concurs a sword fight of volatile reagents to rain down upon your enemies. For the next several turns, up to 3 random enemies inside will be struck by an exploding beaker that inflicts either far cold electric poison damage. If any of these explosions overlap each other, the resulting reaction will inflict even greater irresistible damage. Sometimes apply random deleterious status. Deleterious. How do you pronounce that? Deleterious.
Deleterious.
Deleterious, okay. Deleterious status on whoever is caught in the blast. Spell cost a small amount of the caster's magical energy each turn to maintain. While it will never aim an explosion where it could hurt the caster's allies are not so fortunate. But who has allies anyway? Allies are lame because they always get hurt by flasks falling from who knows where. A good reason to not have allies. Except for the Hep Ancestor. The Hep Ancestor is great. Magnavolt is also something that I have no idea what it is or what it does. Level 7 Earth Air envelops a target in a thin layer of magnetically charged metal fragments that unleashes a powerful surge of electricity that arcs unerringly towards every visible target coated in these fragments, firing an additional beam at each target thus marked. These creatures are additionally unable to evade attacks and will be revealed if invisible. So that seems to me like zombie hands. Plus, if they die while still coated, they will leave behind a short-lived cloud of electrified metal that will continue to serve as a lightning rod for this spell. That sounds really cool. Expensive because it's a level 7, but cool. And I mean expensive because the unlike the alchemic one, that one doesn't seem to have that much area of effect. It sounds like a beam spell, and in order to take advantage of its recursion, you need to recast it. Every time you want to deal damage to it, it's 7 mana. Sounds pretty expensive. I have resistance to electricity, so the Centaur Warrior takes priority. And yeah, we are powerful. This is a strong character in a strong run. Um, Let me buy that haste. Or potions of mana. We don't really care about those. Man, this is wonderful. This is a really good run. I'm going into the lure with defenses that I could be going into a lure branch with. Um, I mean, I could be going in. It doesn't mean that it would be easy, but it would be doable. It would be quite painful, but doable. But in lure, with these defenses, lure is gonna be an absolute joke. Um, it's gonna be completely non-threatening the way that I like it. We get 15 fighting, and then I think we get 12 invocations at the very least, so we can actually make use of Hep's abilities. The Ancestor is pretty good as a passive, but there is so much that Hep offers that enhances the Ancestor that I think it might be worth considering. We get some Curare, that is okay. That is a pretty nice thing to get. What is even there? Oh, rendered ring. Unfortunately, we do have to check the rendered ring. Ouch. Are they full HP? Yeah, they are. They didn't even get hurt by the Ancestor. Well, I'll come back and fight those later. Or I could also learn a port and just apport the ring and not fight those. What are they gonna do? Good at me? I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. So no apport for me. Maybe later we can apport that. Or maybe we can just fight them when we have the resistance. Yeah, you see that? Catoble Pass plus Cane Toad on Lair 2 entrance, and we were able to just completely devastate them. Camelo Dragon as well didn't deal any damage. This is a run. We have a run in our hands. Now, if I could wish for something, maybe it would be too greedy considering how much the game has been spoiling me. But if I could wish for something, it would be definitely to receive some item that is good for my build, but also gives me dexterity. Um, like 4 dexterity upwards, please. So I can enhance that stat because it's kind of low. It's only 19. And I don't think that I have increased dexterity even once. So I'm just getting dexterity level ups from being a Minotaur instead of strength level ups. Not to mention that I also have +5 strength greatsword, so there is that. And +3 strength ring. So yeah, lots of strength, but imagine if those were dexterity level ups. Ooh, I would be dealing a lot more damage than I'm doing now. And I'm doing damage 47 by Lair entrance. It's bonkers. Okay, Basilisk doesn't petrify me. I don't think I would have died there, but it would have been annoying to get petrified there. Probably would have forced some consumables out of me. Fortunately, it did not happen. Amnesia, we are not going to be making use of that. 15 fighting. And as I said, we are going to get invocations now. In the future, I'm going to get min delay on this sword. Yeah. But after I finish training my invocations, after I get my 12, I'm gonna get min delay on the sword, actually. That's gonna be the next step forward. Um, because attacking once per turn is okay when you're hitting everything, but if you're missing, it really, really hurts. And we're gonna start seeing some things that are kind of dodgy. Um, hmm. Okay, you have a flail, so you're gonna have to deal with that. And I'm gonna support you with not curare, but with jabs. Because we cannot really melee the Hydra unless we want to give it extra heads, and that is a recipe for disaster. And some could say, I just meleeed, you have a really crazy weapon, but nah, like that is a formula for getting low damage rolls a bit too many times in a row and just giving the Hydra extra heads a bit too many times in a row, ending up with the result of you actually not being able to survive a turn of melee from the Hydra anymore. Or maybe not a turn, but like a couple of turns of melee of the Hydra. You're just buffing the Hydra for no reason. The chances of you killing it, especially this early, are not high. Um, I think it is only after Swamp, maybe, that one could melee an Hydra with a bladed weapon, without regards of its extra heads, and actually emerge victorious. So yeah, much later into the game than right now. Oh boy, we are so powerful. Like it's ridiculous. I'm gonna try not to throw. If I throw, I would be sad because I have a really strong weapon. Um, tailor made for exactly what I am trying to do this game. So I would like to, take advantage of the opportunity and win my first game of the tournament. Ooh, another requirement. Mana regen and really good resistances, or 1,000 gold. I'll get the 1,000 gold. We found an altar to Jiva and Slime. How are we on layer 4 already? Did I get shafted or something? No, I have not gotten shafted or something. It just means that we're going that fast. I saw an Hydra, like it's layer 5. Of course, it's gonna be a bit hard. No need to be um, annoyed by having to retreat there. If anything, retreating there is something that even the strongest character would have to do. Mainly because there was an Hydra. This may look like a similar amount of monsters, but the difference is massive in the sense that there is no Hydra. I still choose to retreat to the stairs in case an Hydra appears. Like if an Hydra appears at the edge of line of sight and I'm standing on the stairs, I just go upstairs, kill the things that were surrounding me, and then we're good. But if I'm fighting over here, where I was when I first saw those monsters, and the Hydra appears at the edge of the screen, I would have to eat a lot of attacks of opportunity and then go upstairs, and then killing the monsters would be a lot sketchier. Um, Yeah, Crawl has a lot of little nuances like that, like optimal gameplay. Um, that I guess one doesn't notice if one has played for long enough to just do that kind of thing automatically. I wonder how many times I do stuff like that that is just so automatic that I don't even mention it in my commentary. Um, okay, we have an Hydra again. I think it's gonna be great, like absolutely wonderful once we start training evocations. Because look at how many experience evocables we have. We also have a decent list of wands, 23 charges of light, 19 charges of charming. Charming is not my preferred item. I would like to have paralysis instead. It seems to no longer exist or something. But 15 might be too much for a -1. I think I'm just gonna have to be happy with 12. I said that I was gonna get min delay on my sword, but I think we cannot justify not we cannot justify not training evocations with how many experience evocables I have found. So many hydras. The annoying part of the hydras is that I don't have the. Yeah, I don't have the damage output to kill them easily. Okay, it's almost dead. It's almost dead. Okay, thank you. I was able to kill it with a melee attack instead of having to use more like short supply consumables. The game keeps throwing hydras at me. I mean, at least they're four-headed hydras. So that one that I fought just yet was actually six-headed, but we were still able to kill it just fine. Wand of Roots again. Okay, it breaks away. Let's do it one more time. Four-headed Hydra dies. Knight Ancestor getting the job done. And yeah, it right now has really low HP. It has pretty okay armor class because I made it a knight. It also has a shield, so it is hard for monsters to kill it. But it's gonna keep getting tankier and stronger alongside me. That's just like part of HEP. So not only does it get better gear, it also gets better stats as I level up. Which, by the way, I'm close to level 15. I'm level 14 now. So it's about to get its next upgrade, which I think is a Broad Axe of Flaming. Is it a Broad Axe of Flaming? Yeah. So that means it is a great Hydra Slayer. The products of Flaming cannot come any sooner. Like, look at how many Hydras I have found. I really don't want to melee it. Okay, it's almost dead. We lose the Ancestor, but it's really no problem. Um, I'm glad that the Ancestor doesn't take that long to come back up. I played Beog like when it released, I think, and it takes quite a while for you to get back stuff if it dies. Okay, we have an occultist. This guy has banishment, and it has a 52% chance to banish me. So we are in a really bad spot here if I get banished. I could maybe survive the abyss, but the abyss is a very unpleasant experience. I definitely don't want to submit myself to that. And I don't have willpower. I have willpower potions. But something makes me think that if it has a 50+% chance to banish me, a single willpower potion is not gonna get the job done. Um, man, it's a shame because I do want to continue exploring because that vault has really okay items. Like I think it drops an acquirement item, but now um, I have put myself in a situation that is a bit worse than the one that I was in before. Yeah, now we have to fight the mage and the demons at the same time, which is gonna be pretty inconvenient. Um, idea to retreat. The cultist breaks down the door. Let me just try to not get banished. Okay, now it's at 20%. It's at 20%! Come on! First try too, like, player hexes are not this powerful. Oh man. Okay, I could die. Yeah, if I die, I don't think I'll play Crawl until September, which is unfortunately like 2 days away. Why? Why does it have to be this way? I could fight that star spawn. I could fight that star spawn. I feel like I can beat it. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it first strike if possible. There we go. I knew, like, star spawns are overrated. It appeared as extremely dangerous, but it wasn't really that dangerous. Not that dangerous for a 30 armor class, 20 evasion character with the damage output that I have, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, found the gateway leading out of the abyss. Get me there, please. All right, round 2 versus this occultist guy. And by round 2, I mean I'm just gonna read teleport. That is the correct thing to do there. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna give it another try. We're just gonna come back in time. We're gonna go D12. Hopefully we don't get shafted to D15. That would be pretty bad. I got another requirement. Ah, yeah, it was this one. I'm probably just gonna get the money. It's funny because the amulet has some really good, like, well, resistance to electricity and resistance to poison are nice to have, but I have so many sources of those. I don't know what's up with that. There's been, like, I have played hundreds of games of Crawl, hundreds of winning games. A decent amount of those are on YouTube. You can clearly tell that there is a non-zero amount of those games where I just struggle for my life because I don't have resistance to electricity. And this game, and also the previous one, I just got it so fast and so early into the game, which I find pretty strange. I wish resistance to electricity was a property that you could get from an item. Like, there should just be a ring of resistance to electricity. Because the resistance to electricity is sorely needed for the mid game, like seriously needed. And there's just no source for it, so you kind of have to use consumables or take a really messed up fight if you find yourself fighting an electricity monster in the mid game. Like the lair electricity monster, um, shock serpents, and there's another one. Oh yeah, like spark wasps, they're called. Yeah, those are really nasty. Josephine? Should I be concerned, Josephine? Considering how that fireball didn't do any damage, I think not really. Um, yeah, I swap Josephine so that she's closer to me, and then I bring her upstairs. Easy peasy. Yeah, we're doing real well here. As long as there's no big monster that accompanies the fodder that I'm killing, we are gonna be perfectly fine. +3 chainmail, but I am wearing +6 chainmail, am I not? Run into a bit of an awkward position there. since I don't have willpower. That is one of my greatest weaknesses at the moment. No willpower. Ooh, okay. Okay, that is a thing that is happening. I don't have immolation? Are you joking? I don't have immolation. I have one in a shop and one that I read to kill Menkaure. I didn't know I was reading it to kill Menkaure, but the one that I read that resulted in Menkaure dying. And that's it? Only two? I position like these to read immolation and just blow them all up because that's the best way to deal with this specific part of the game. But no, none of that. I do have blinking, which when I got the ring, I was like, this is never gonna see any use, and then I use it. We have another option for dealing with these guys because we have Condenser Bane and Gels whatever, so we can do that, and then we can do a little bit of this. And now things should die. And ideally, I don't get destroyed by a hex from a mage. I'm even gonna drink attraction. I am feeling that confident about this situation. Or I would if I knew what it was. I don't even have identifies. Uh, Something hits you. Oh, dexterity. Dexterity, not strength, dexterity. Okay, we get Broad Axe of Flaming on the Ancestor. The Ancestor is still alive. I feel like I can finish this without the Ancestor. I was thinking if I wanted to idealize, I decided against it. Absolutely wonderful. Pretty good Arbalest, but we're not using launchers. Mm, Pretty good Arbalest, but we're not using launchers. Okay, this shop does not have an Arbalest. And this shop doesn't have anything either. Okay. Oh, that is scary. That is a scary bolt. I saw that like this at this point in the game, and I know because these guys are a special case to be like effective versus even high level players. 73% chance to petrify me if these were roaming around in the open. Um, the scariest part is that this can be broken. I feel like by the time you can actually break this, it's um, not really that much of a concern. Like you can probably kill them by the time you break that, whether it is accidentally or not, but it's still. Yeah, maybe you find a Shatter Ghost in the open, and the Shatter Ghost just decides to break them open. I don't know. I feel like that is still a pretty bad situation to be in because you're fighting a Shatter Ghost. Um, all right, beautiful. I was a Warlord, but the Warlord band doesn't really make me that concerned. No knights here. We have not really found many knights in this orc. I wonder if all the knights just decided to go to bolts, and I'm just gonna find a million of them there. We are just gonna buy that immolation because I wish I had it earlier. Did I already acquire the money? I am just gonna acquire the money now and buy that wand of light. Um, Better than I have the money not do anything for a substantial part of the game. Okay, time to finish up the dungeon. We're going through the game at a reasonably fast pace. Gotta be careful with these Skeletal Warriors. Ooh, okay, so now I don't think I can disengage. I feel like I'm just gonna read Tele here. And it might be an early enough delay that I don't really run into serious problems. Yeah, this is fine. I can make it extra safe by using Digging and just breaking the line of sight of the Pyromancer for a bit, but that's too expensive. Digging is valuable, so I'm just gonna use Fogu instead, and like do the exact same thing. You know, the Pyromancer alone was okay, but I don't know if it's okay with the Tengu Warriors. Don't get confusion. Oh no, I get draining. That's what it does. Idealize? Yeah, that should be fine. That should be more than enough. Yep, beautiful. Little bit complicated of a situation, but we're fine now. Or we might not be fine because, yeah, that is a centaur and a skeletal warrior. Somehow they knew exactly what I was. I'm not gonna idealize again. Yeah, because I know that I'm not winning that, even if I idealize. Let's go upstairs. And there we go. Yeah, kind of hard to beat a Minotaur with a +10 greatsword in a 1v1. Vampiric Battle-Axe, that is an absolutely exquisite item, but an item for a different character, not this one. Also, it's not like I'm not using an exquisite item already. Maybe if I was still wielding like scimitar or something, I would make the switch if I found that. But nope, I'm using a +10 greatsword. Even if it has the protection brand, like that is not bad at all. It's not chaos, you know. It's not distortion. So I definitely don't mind keeping it. I'm so powerful. I am so powerful. It's crazy. Only the absolute top tier of monsters is gonna be concerning to me. At least for now. Yeah, like a big slime creature qualifies as that. So we're gonna charm it, and then this is gonna be complicated. All right, it's split up enough for me to take advantage of it because alone they're nothing, or like not alone, but unstacked they're nothing. But if they stack, that's when the problem begins. That's a pretty okay scarf, and I don't have a cloak. I have not found a cloak. Not a single cloak in this game. So I am very tempted to just what exactly is the shop? Oh no, is it? It's another requirement. Was it? What happened? I got confused a little bit there, but yeah, we got yet another requirement. I'm just gonna get this. I was autopiloting there for a moment. There we go. 12 invocations, 12 invocations. Time for min delay on the sword. And yep, that's a pretty good great sword. Pretty great sword. Um, delightful. Ouch. Let's not die. Come on. Man, 58 damage. As if I didn't have 21 evasion. I mean, unfortunate. Stacked slime creatures are definitely a thing that can kill me. Blind? The further away your target is, the more your accuracy is reduced? What caused that? Oh, Atropa. Huh. So now blind is a status effect that can affect the player. But it is not it's not like you cannot see like nethack blind. It's just reduction of accuracy. More um more short-sightedness than blindness if you think about it. Okay. I remember that we should get 21 instead of 20, so I get the Minotaur Blade title because that title is cool. We found the bolts. There is a tournament achievement for getting bolts rune as your first rune, but I don't think we are doing that today. I have rampaging, so ranged monsters are no longer an issue for me. I can just run at them and bonk them really hard, and they die. Um, Nessos. Unfortunately for you, Nessos, I can charm you and hit you once. Man, I hate charming. I wish charming wasn't the one in this game. Like, what use is it for me to charm Nessos in this situation? It's completely worthless. Um, if I could, on the other hand, paralyze Nessos or blow up Nessos with Mind Burst, it would be way better. Um, because charming Nessos in a 1v1, like, that is absolutely, absolutely worthless. Um, Come on, and then blinks to the edge of the screen. Stop doing that. Okay, okay. I ended up not doing anything, but Nessus still died anyway. We take those. But yeah, I absolutely despise the fact that I don't have an offensive Hex Wand. I have Charming, which I despise. It's very, very situational, unlike Paralysis or um, like Paralysis or Mind Burst. It is very, very situational. Corn is a good charm target in SOT. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. Corn is a good charm target in SOT, but there is a whole lot of game before SOT, and there is a whole lot of situations where paralysis or mind burst is better. At least mind burst is always a thing that exists as far as I am aware. Um, I think we do snake first. Yeah, we don't do shoals first. Never do shoals first. We do snake first. Charm is only good early game in your opinion, low intelligence and high damage monsters. And not necessarily, but I think that my issue with Charm is not that it's an early game thing. It's more that it is a situational thing because you want to fight things one on one, and you don't want to waste turns if you're fighting multiple things at the same time. What does Charm do? It wastes turns, and it's only good versus multiple things at the same time. Um, as opposed to Paralysis or Mind Burst, which you can use in a 1v1 and they're okay. That's why I think Charm is the weakest out of the Hex ones. And Hex ones are already not particularly great because they're Hex ones, right? So yeah, I need to carry that. I need to carry that. Do I? I don't have an amulet. No, I was under the impression that I had an amulet. Why did I not have an amulet? I am carrying these the boots of flying, so I can put them on um for shows. That is my reasoning behind keeping them. Okay, and we should be okay here. Yeah, we're just really strong. What am I going to be afraid of here? I guess the highest tier of Naga and Salamanders, so Nagaraja and Salamander Tyrant. Those would be complicated. Obviously, Guardian Serpents. Louise is a good thing to be afraid of. Yeah, let's see here. 50% banishment. I don't want to get banished again. Hide behind my dude. Drink some willpower. Put on some willpower. Now we should be okay. I shouldn't die to Louise now. In fact, I'm gonna transfer Louise. Then I'm gonna transfer the Ancestor again. So Louise blinks away. At least Louise is a little bit drained. Rampaging ruining me there. Condenser Vein. Gales whatever. Lost all of my mana. I got mana by birth. That's what happened. Fortunately, we don't really care about mana. Did the Ancestor die? What happened with the Ancestor? Why is it not next to me? Do you have Distortion? No, you have a really, really beast weapon. But unfortunately, not one for this character. Okay, you kill Luis. Oh, is that Saint Roca's band? I don't need to deal with that right now. Yeah, let me just walk to the stairs. Man, Luis alone was something to be a bit concerned of. Luis plus a bunch of snakes? Yeah, that is pushing it. Luis plus a bunch of snakes plus Saint Roca? I'm not doing that. Fortunately, we beat Luis with high enough HP, courtesy of my great defenses and resistances for this point in the game. Yeah, it's going great. Also a great damage output as well. Yeah, just play it safe. Don't overcommit. Especially since we know Saint Roca is here. Saint Roca is the kind of monster that I can kill, but I need to fight it alone. If it's supported, I'm not gonna be able to win. Or I'm not gonna be able to win comfortably. I might win, but it's gonna be messy and sketchy, and I don't need to do that to myself. So much, in fact, that I just choose to drop it and go somewhere else. That ring is good. Yeah, the first one. The second one is also really good, but the first one is kind of beast. 3 slaying, fire resistance, resistance to electricity, even gives me a little bit of mana. I am comparing it to this, which gives me the blink, and the blink has been helpful in multiple occasions. I didn't even think about the blink when I was training evocations. I was thinking about my experience evocables and my wants, but the blink was also a great thing to benefit from my training of evocations. Yeah, I'll keep it in mind because the blink is good. And it is yet another source of resistance to electricity. I have found so many sources of resistance to electricity. I'm even carrying storm scales, like levels of I am set of for resistance to electricity when it comes to that. I feel like I do like the slaying. Like slaying is definitely a good thing to have. But I don't know what is better between the slaying and the blink. I have no idea. I don't know why, but I was thinking of using a potion of Cirque, but fortunately I have not found any. So we don't Cirque Saint Roca here. What we do is throw Curare at Saint Roca, which misses, and then we do it again, and then we hit Saint Roca, and then we can throw a net at Saint Roca. Yeah, the classic combo of net Curare And that gets the job done. We don't lose the net. We don't lose the curare. It's beautiful. And we win the fight. Not particularly easily, since it was quite messy. It took me a couple of tries of chunking down Saint Roca's support, but once we weakened it enough, we were able to win. I see a Guardian Serpent. I see a Guardian Serpent, and I'm in a corridor. Not that being in a corridor or not in a corridor is worth anything when it comes to a Guardian Serpent. Worst monster in the game. Should not be in the game straight up. Or maybe if it needs to be in the game, shouldn't be in the game as it is. Like, that spell that it has is super messed up. I have no idea if it was changed or anything anytime recently. I would like to believe that maybe one of these days the developers are going to realize, hey, maybe having a player press O into being surrounded by constricting monsters is not something that's healthy for the game. But who knows? Who knows? It might happen, but I guess it's not going to happen. Yep, just not pressing O, and I did see it coming. That's why I repositioned, but yeah, being surrounded by constricting monsters is never a happy thing. Let me get rid of you so you don't do that again. Kite Shield of Fire Resistance. If I was using one-hander, and I did have some opportunity to use one-handers, I found multiple double swords in my acquirements that I didn't take because the first thing that I took from acquirement was this greatsword. I would be using that shield. Like I had a very real opportunity to go shield plus double sword, but I decided to go for the great sword instead because the great sword was immediately powerful enough to get me to where I am in the game now. I hope that doesn't become a problem in the future. As soon as I hit 21 long blades, I think we get 22 armor, maybe 22 dodging as well. Was the scimitar one-handed? Yes, the one-handers are falchions, longswords, scimitars, and double blades. There may be another one that I'm missing, but those are the ones that come off the top of my head. And the two-handers are the triple swords and the great swords. Yeah, at least for long blades. Obviously, there's more two-handers and one-handers. Wow, Tower Shield of Reflection. Yeah, I'm not gonna say getting punished for deciding to go two-handers instead of one-handers plus shields. It's just that I would have, if I had made it this far with a one-hander and a shield, this would be the time where I would be getting rewarded for that. Okay, 21. So now I said 21 fighting. No, I said 22 armor shield. I'm gonna get 21 fighting first. And now we are going to enjoy the Minotaur Blade title for a very long time. Yeah, I mean the delay for the Greatsword is 20, but I wanted the Minotaur Blade title, which you get at 21, so I decided to overtrain a little bit for that. It's not really a concern. Unless I make some serious mistakes in a row, we are fine with this character. I would like to believe. Like, what are we missing? Willpower is the greatest weakness that this character has, for sure. No cold resistance either. But I have rings for that. Like, that is not really bad. We can survive without having cold resistance for a while. I will need it for bolts. Because bolts has a strong cold damage monsters that are kind of unavoidable with unavoidable attacks. So better have willpower for that. Ooh, gold scales. And I can buy them. Okay, so here we have a thing. I would not be willing to sacrifice all that I sacrifice for those gold scales. Now, would I be able to do it later? Would I be willing to do it later? Maybe, but like for now, the slaying chainmail is just good enough. And my concern, like I have the strength, and the chainmail doesn't give me strength, so even if I take it off, I would still have the strength. My concern is the evasion hit that I would be taking. Your evasion would decrease by 5. That's fine. I would be able to do that. Also, how much armor class would I gain? I didn't see. And that is not even taking into account that I can enchant that to plus 12. It's right now plus 1. Your armor class would increase by 1.2, and your evasion would decrease by 4.8. I have 8 enchant armors. I feel like it is very, 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 very worth it. And I'll do it for what is this part of the game called? For bolts. Most likely I'm gonna do it for bolts. Okay, we also have another interesting decision. Cloak of Preservation, which gives you resistance to corrosion, versus Rampaging and Regen. I feel like Rampaging and Regen does more. Gold Scales this early is also really lucky, absolutely. And in fact, so lucky that instead of training armor and dodging at the same time, I'm just gonna train armor to scale that off. And I have not bought it yet because there's like a minuscule, almost non-existent chance of me finding gold scales in the floor. But if I find gold scales in the floor, I save up 1,600 gold. I feel like that is a worthy thing to do. Saving up 1,600 gold just by postponing the buying of something that I'm not gonna use immediately for a bit. If I was in dire need of armor, I would buy it. But like I'm good for now. But I'm not gonna be good for bolts. So yeah, I think that this is one of those cases where it is worth it to sacrifice a decent amount of offense for a huge amount of defense. Yeah, like 5 slaying, I'm gonna miss it, but sometimes you just gotta make that kind of sacrifice. I'm not entirely sure if this is like impactful in any way whatsoever. Um, how long does it last for? Also, does it give any messages when it deals damage? I feel like the fact that it doesn't seem to give messages when it deals damage makes me underrated in my mind. Like subconsciously, I'm like, that doesn't do anything. Oh, Quicksilver Dragon. That could be a little bit of an annoyance. Something opened the door for the Quicksilver Dragon, but if I can fight it like this is the best spot to fight it. Beautiful. I think it shot me with Quicksilver and somehow it didn't hit. And I say somehow because that has hit me with more than double the evasion that I have right now. So yeah. Yeah. The Bolt of Dispelling Energy misses you. Extremely, extremely unlikely thing to happen. Like you're not gonna see that happen very frequently. They give minus tele. That's a really scary thing. Okay, please don't surround me. Thank you for not surrounding me. There were no allies, and I get the rune. Rune number 1 out of 3 at the 1 hour and 25-minute mark. Not bad at all. Yeah, you all know of my grievances. Not going for a 15 room, most likely no. Or at least not yet, not with this character. This character got a Faded Altar Goth, and Hep is not the kind of God that I would like to take to a 15 rune game. Nothing wrong with Hep, but there's just better options for 15 runes. I'm very partial to the Shining One in that regard. I love the Shining One. Even for 3 runes, I love the Shining One. And I'm not going to abandon a God because that is a formula for disaster in this game. So I'm just going to take my 3 rune win, and then I'm going to go eat something, and maybe I come back and play more later. But I feel like I say that very often in these tournaments. Like I start early, I win a character, and then I don't really feel like playing any more crawl for the rest of the day. So chances are good that I won't be doing that this time. That I won't be jumping back into the stream after I finish this character one way or another. Tomorrow I have things to do in the outside, so no stream. On Sunday I have things to do on the outside, so also no stream, but I will be streaming on Monday. Let's continue with this character. I'm not ending stream yet, so don't tune out. Let's go buy that thing. 2416. Some pretty good defenses, especially if I enchant it. Plus 9. And now it says 3216. And if I hit something with my sword, it's going to be 3916. 39 armor class going into Volts. Now that's some real defense. And we have okay evasion for a character with 39 armor class. Like normally you wouldn't have that much evasion, but this is this is trying to be a dexterity character, but the game just keeps giving me strength items. I mean, sure, whatever you say, game. I'm still gonna be a dexterity character. Okay, bolts. The first thing we see is a band of dire elephants. But I still have 39 armor class, so yeah. And if you're wondering about why gold scales for this place, well, they give me resistance to cold. That's really the main reason why. But also I had that massive stack of scrolls of enchant armor. I didn't really want to throw them away. I think it's likely that I just stick with the storms with the gold scales. I think it's extremely likely, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drop these. It's a Polter Guardian. Hmm. I'm thinking if I should. I probably should. Yeah, we lose one evasion, but it's fine. Yeah, I felt like I wanted willpower for this place because of Mark. Find it funny that Gels Gravitas was a spell, got removed, and then got brought back into the game as an experience evocable. Where developers like, yeah, this Gels Gravitas spell was not really used by the players. Let's bring it as a tool that is more easy to use. Was that the train of thought? Because if so, I guess it's okay. But yeah, I feel like if it constantly deals damage, which it may not. It may not constantly deal damage. It might be like a one-time thing. Let me read it. Hold any hostile ones in place for a short time. So the damage is a one-time thing, but it holds things in place for a short time. Okay, that's fine. The area of effect and duration increases with evocations. 3 dice of 10. What about the damage? Does the damage also increase with evocations? Because I think the first time that I used it was 3 dice of 7. Now it's 3 dice of 10. How does that scale? Is it another one of those things that scales with experience? I have to say that I am not a fan of things randomly scaling with experience. Oh, you know what? This situation is like. Have you seen the Bucky clip where like two characters fight in a phone booth? This is what reminded me. This reminded me of that, except that instead of two characters, it's four characters. um, Ghost Gravitas plus Inner Flame is a good early game combo, right? Yeah, absolutely. Like you group things up and then you target. Well, not you group things up, but like you get something with Inner Flame and then you Ghost Gravitas the Inner Flame monster and it explodes and it deals damage to everything. Yeah, that's a good early game combo. A lot easier to do now that you don't have to train a bunch of experience for Inner or for Ghost Gravitas. You just have to train for Inner Flame and find the item, of course. Um, Conjure Flame too, if they will not try to walk into it. Now there is volatile blast modes, and there's another spell. Like Conjure Flame was split into two spells a while ago, because it was the worst spell in the game after it got nerfed as badly as it did. Even putting on willpower is not enough for this point in the game. Like that is the only weakness of this character, most likely. That and Hobris. Hobris could also kill this character. Um, but the other thing that could kill this character is the low willpower. If only I didn't have low willpower, things would be a lot better. Fortunately, this time we don't have to suffer the abuse of the Polter Guardian. Turns out that I'm not strong enough to just trivialize these guys. Even with 13-9 armor class, they still hurt. I don't want you to convoke anything. There we go. Rampaging, getting the job done. Yeah, but as I was saying regarding Conjure Flame, there is another spell that does Conjure Flame, but I don't remember what it's called. I wish you could search for. Yeah, you should just be able to see all the spells in a given school, but I think it's a necromancy spell that just gives you a little bit of drain and places miasma cloud on top of you. So instead of fire, it creates miasma now, which happens to be pretty strong. To be perfectly fair, miasma is a more powerful cloud than a far cloud. 15% chance to vanish. Unfortunately, it doesn't come to happen. Yeah, we're doing fine. There's situations where I come close to dropping to 2 digits HP, but like we don't really have anything to worry about. Do I have magic mapping? I do have magic mapping. 7 of those, in fact. It is wonderful. Okay, we are in a very nice position where we can just go upstairs and try to find the downstairs that leads to the caravan. Um, okay, easiest way to reach it. Okay, only one fight. If I had tried to make my way over here from the spot where I started, I may not have been able to reach it. Okay, so now we get armor. Making space so I don't accidentally buy something that or like I don't accidentally fail to buy something that I may want. Books are definitely not something that I'm interested in. Are you joking? You are peaceful. Can I displace you? You are displaceable. That's nice. Uh, I'll buy the might, I suppose. Well, I'm gonna wishlist it. No way there was one shop. What is this garbage bazaar? Are these Spriggans like? No, I was thinking maybe they bought the good items, and if I kill them, I can get the good items. But it doesn't seem to be the case that they're carrying anything. Very, very, very disappointing. Let me make sure again. Yeah. How squalid of a bazaar was this? Only 2 shops, none of which were relevant in a significant way. Like, I guess I did buy a potion of might to have that for sod, but come on. How many mites do I have? 3. Okay, fair enough. I had only 2 before I bought that one. Cannot really complain about having 50% more of any consumable. Got marked again. So far the mark hasn't been concerning. Immediate recall. This time I have not found file of lots. We're just gonna have to retreat, cannot interrupt that. Yep. Considering that I am being chased by whatever the Convoker convoked, taking this fight would have been bad, and of course that was before opening the door and revealing these guys. Yep. What? Why? This guy has a +5 Laja Tango speed. Where did you get that? What kind of Agnes are you? No, really, where did you get that? Look at that. Max damage 60, and it's a speed. It's got a speed brand, speed 140%. Yeah, it's Agnes. It's pretty much Agnes, but more scary because it has more armor class. Um, okay, rampaging. Okay, Convoker convokes. We're gonna go for this. Speeds up the process of killing these guys. And I have jabs, which by the way I have not trained for. Maybe I should train a little bit of throwing. Does throwing scale with strength, or does it scales with strength, right? Anyway, it would be nice to have some strength or some throwing skill, so I can take advantage of all these jabs. Mm. Oh, some mighty Yoctor Captain. It got me good with that 28 damage. I was not expecting that kind of damage output, but I didn't notice that it was mighty. We have a million charges of Wand of Light. Might as well put them to use. We also have better skill for evoking things than we do for tossing things around. So yeah. All right, that went okay. And that goes to show the power level of this character. Like, what kind of character can survive that kind of fight? Only the really strong ones. My armor class is going up since we are training armor skill. Now we are at 41 when we are actually in combat. Oh man, you keep marking me. What's your chance to do that? 37. You know what? Fair enough, but it is still greatly aggravating. But the character at least is powerful enough to get away with getting marked so constantly. 15% chance to hex me now. I only have one source of willpower. Like, that is and will remain a concern until I can acquire another source of willpower. Sphinx. Game says 19% chance to destroy me. That is delightful. Gels Gravitas, why not? Sphinx dies. Gets killed by my ancestor. Very convenient. You do a new thing now, right? Crystallizing shot. Large and heavy shard of crystal may render a creature's body structure as brittle and fragile as shattered and unrefined crystal, increasing the damage they take from all sources. Very spooky. Very, very spooky thing. I think after Bolt 4 we do Elf. You know what is unpleasant? That at some point during this tournament I'm gonna have to do Bolt 5. I wish I had the blink ring on. Fortunately, we can just put it on and then blink. Didn't place me in the greatest spot. This is fine, actually. I hope Gale's Gravitas didn't replace a tin of Tremor Stones or something. Probably not, since I have Condenser Bane and Gale's Gravitas thingy. So it maybe didn't replace tin of Tremor Stones. I was thinking about that because the targeter seems similar, but no. Tin of Tremor Stones is significantly more powerful. There's a reason why that thing has 2 charges. You can tell that something like an experience evocable is not that powerful if it has multiple charges, except for lightning rod. Lightning rod is made in such a way that like it is supposed to have multiple charges and you're supposed to use it multiple times. Let's see, we can squash that ghoul. It didn't really do that much damage to it. Yeah, lightly damaged. We can try again. So yeah, the ghoul didn't really take the damage, but look at the other guys, they're pretty messed up. Beautiful. You love to see it. Ouch. Can I persuade you to not do that again? Permanently? Okay, that was bad. The 38 damage iron shot. But we're surviving. I mean, once again, there's nothing to complain about. I feel like we have a character that is on the upper echelon of characters, upper echelon, whatever, however you're supposed to pronounce it. You know what I mean. Um, yeah, just tap down Nicola, no concern. Um, Once again, not a lot of characters can just take a fight with Nicola like that. Bolts 3. We already hit level 19, so now my guy has haste and a tower shield of reflection, so even more tanky. I decided to not be adventurous with Hep and just went for the safe option, which is the Night Ancestor, because the Night Ancestor is really, really strong. Um, and I figured that I did like it really is the safest option because you know it's gonna come off good. Like it's gonna be tanky on its own. So even if you're not that strong yourself, the knight will be like a certain power level. Um, Whereas with the other ones, they are a bit fragile and you have to protect them a bit. And I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do that when I made the decision. I got Hep super early in the game. Like I got it before I got the Greatsword, and the Greatsword I got it on level 5. I acquired it on level 5 of the dungeon. so so yeah, if I had known that I was gonna be this powerful, I would have maybe tried one of the other ancestors. Um, okay, idealize. I don't have. Oh, I do have Phantom Mirror. Copy the guy. Okay, 2 idealized ancestors versus all of that, and they win convincingly. Um, yeah, they killed it all because they're that powerful. I like that technology of phantom mirroring your idealized knight. Um, I'm glad that I have the resistance. Otherwise, this Thunderhook would be such a massive pain. Yeah, like Heptos transfers still debuff surrounding enemies. Yeah, it drains them. You need to like it's not something that you start with. You get it at like 4 or 5 pips of piety or something like that. But it does drain the things that you hit with the transference. Yep. Titan lightly drained. And I hear that the drain scales with invocations skills. So if I didn't, if I had more than 12, would be a different thing. We're gonna get 21 actually. And now it's time to start training dodging. Yeah, 21, so I don't lose the title. Because I don't really want to train swords more than 21. So I might not train anything more than 21 in this character. I mean. Yep, endlessly marked. It might as well be a passive effect of this place that you're perma marked like in the hells. Um, that they have a permanent debuff to you while you're in there. The one from bolts is that they always know where you are. Hmm. Starting to be a little bit low on HP. This thing is convoking, right? Oh no, it's catching his breath. I guess it already convoked. I do have attraction. Finally found attraction. Yeah, just to pull them into the Gels Gravitas, or like not the Gels Gravitas, the Condenser Vein. Really nice. So all the monsters that were convoked have already gotten destroyed. 17% chance to kill me. Please don't kill me. Okay. Acrobat. Do I care about Acrobat? Nah, I don't care. I'm going to keep Guardian Spirit around because I like having 28 extra HP, but I would replace it for Regen if I had Regen. Oh, I almost went down into Bolts 5. Like, yeah, we are not ready for that. 38 armor class, 19 evasion. Things are looking really good. I feel like we are gonna be Diesel with this character, like over 46 armor class and over 31 evasion, or well over 45 and over 30, so 46, 31. We are getting there. This looks very promising. If in order to get there I have to train armor, I would. Like, yeah, I don't care about the title that much. I have won many times in many tournaments with this specific title. What do we do next? Elf. Elf is what we do next. Probably not the safest or happiest place to go to the amount of with the amount of willpower that I have, but I am pretty good when it comes to the other defenses, so I'm just gonna go with it. The other resistances and defenses. Thermic Dynamo. A clashing tempest of boundless energy channeling into capacitor jewels. Its whirls of fire and ice occasionally escape and ricochet wildly off of walls. Okay. Rebounding blaze and rebounding chill. Penetrating bolt of energetic flames that can bounce off walls to hit targets twice. And the same with cold. Why not just make it one spell that can deal fire or ice damage and you don't know which one it's gonna do? Who summoned these? I was thinking that Gel's item, whatever it's called, is a good thing to trigger immolation. This is a lot of enemies. So many, in fact, that I do want immolation right now, I feel. Okay, next time that I want to use Gale's whatever, I'm going to first use immolation. Where did all those guys come from anyway? Another one of these thermic dynamos. How new are those things? I don't remember seeing them. So many fire elementals. What is the summoner? Okay, here it is. Yeah. Get that fire elemental spam out of here. Yep, what is there to say about this character? There is one thing that we are missing, and it is willpower. When it comes to everything else, we're in a really good spot. Good resistances, except for willpower, and great defenses. Good damage output. Um, I say good and not great damage output because we have protection brand, but I don't mind. Protection brand is pretty good for the purposes of not dying, and I like not dying. I like not dying. I do, however, feel that it would be nice if somehow I could equip some slaying. Yeah, that chainmail, we're not going back to it. Like, I was originally thinking about going back to it, but I think it's very hard to argue in favor of the chainmail when I have 38 armor class thanks to the gold scales. Um, I would like to find more enchant armors. Ever since I used the whole stack of enchant armors on the gold scales, I have not found any. Uh, to be perfectly fair, I did have 8 before doing that, which is often more than you would find in a run. So yeah, like enchant armor is not that common. Like you're not gonna find 15 plus enchant armors in a 3 rune run. Um, but it can happen every now and then. It's just not something that happens very frequently. Um, would be delightful if I found at least 3 more so I could fully enchant my gold scales. I would like it quite a bit. Oh no, I'm going into hollow blades. Who wants to do that? Certainly not me. Wait, it's a high difficulty ice cave? Huh. An ice cave in Elf too. I don't like this change that they made to ice statues and statues in general. They look like ice beasts. The statues, the ice statues. Yet another source of resistance to electricity. Is one more like the kind that I would see and be like, I don't want to use that, but I would use it if it's my only source of it. Um, all right, hard ice cave. Hard ice cave. Let's see what we get here. Um, Maybe we are a bit too powerful for a hard ice cave. I was a little bit concerned at first because I don't really have that much cold resistance, but what are we going to find here? Like Golden Dragon Simulacra? Oh, Caustic Shrike Simulacra are pretty scary. Yeah, those could be bad. Oh, Golden Dragon Simulacrum. 32, 16, 16. After damaging hits, cold damage max 54. Notably, the trample doesn't have the opportunity to deal the cold damage. At least that's what that says. Wow, it destroyed my ancestor in one attack. So many Golden Dragon Simulacra and Caustic Strikes, yeah. This is very clearly a hard ice cave. The only thing to be really concerned about are whatever is here. Yeah, whatever is here. You would boots, which my current boots are +2 boots, so those are most likely gonna be an upgrade for me. Exciting. Beautiful. Didn't torment me. Skin of Zor. We don't care about that. Slaying boots. Slay. Yeah, I'll take the 2 armor class decrease for the minimal slay gain. All right. Yeah, we fought a nice fiend. We got some mediocre boots, which were slightly better than what I had. I have to say that they are slightly better than what I have, not by a lot, you know. They're better, but not by a lot. Um, so like I am still gonna take them off to do elf, right? Or not to do elf, to do shoals, so I can have the flying for shoals. I Isul with the 20% chance to put me to sleep. Fortunately, it doesn't happen. I didn't check the sorcerer. In fact, I should just check the sorcerer now. 13% chance to banish me. We are probably going to be okay even if we don't get a second source of willpower or anything like that. Oh, this is the vault, right? Hmm. Too open out of nowhere. Let me retreat a bit because I don't want to fight all of that at the same time. I am going to die if I do that. And there we go. Natural kill hole that generated. 16% chance to banish me. The demonologist is empowered. That is that. I hope that I don't get banished. That would be quite unpleasant. If the one iron shot, come on. I am glad that I was full HP. Yeah, we really don't want to see 51 damage iron shots hitting me with these defenses. In the first place, they shouldn't be hitting me. And even if they do hit me, they shouldn't hit me for 51, you know? 31 is a lot more reasonable. We can take a significant amount of those. 35, no, 35 Crystal Spear. That is a good roll for me. Um, Still, these monsters are just ignoring my evasion a bit too much. It's as if I didn't have it. Unfortunate. Why don't they shoot those things at my guy with a tower shield of reflection? Talking about that. It soloed the Master Archer, and it wasn't even close. Man, reflection is so busted. Yeah, I worried a little bit about my HP. Decided to retreat. We have a fiend there. I feel like I'm better off retreating once again. Don't have to deal with that. We can just wait it out. And yep, I think that we're fighting the whole Elf Bolt, which is nice. I prefer fighting it all at the same time because I feel like it's a lot safer and more controlled if you're fighting close to or on top of the stairs versus the whole band, as opposed to finding a Blade Master and a Master Archer while you're in the middle of the vault. Like, that is a lot scarier than fighting all of these guys at the same time. It is all about how much in control of the situation you are. And yes, choosing to retreat is also being in control of the situation. When it comes to fighting them in the vault, that's when you're not in control of the situation. Yeah, the level up. Oh, by the way, I got a level up. Let's drink this potion of experience. Did I get dexterity on my level up? I just leveled up to 21, right? Yeah, I hope that I didn't level up strength out of reflex. Hopefully I didn't. Ah, no, I got dexterity. That's nice. Now we are at 24 dexterity. I would love to, that is a good amulet. I'm gonna put that on. That fixes so many problems that we have. Yeah, it's an amulet of guardian spirit with willpower. Um, so I guess that we're not getting hexed anymore for the rest of the game, which is of course completely delightful. And yeah, I would be surprised if there were still elves around. I feel like we just fought the entirety of the bolt. Um, the charlatan's orb, and it has orb and charlatan. I wish to read what that is supposed to do. And I don't even know if it's a dangerous thing on a monster. The charlatan's orb. This orb is the work of a master artificer contracted to retrieve the orb, who valued their life more than their professional integrity. While this fake faithfully recreates the eerie glow and space warping properties of the true orb, the power it grants is artificial and only accessible to skilled evokers. I love that it is a cheap plastic imitation of the Orb of Sod, and it is an unrendered. That's really funny. Um, it boosts your other skills by 20% of your base evocations skill. That is bonkers. That is really crazy. But unfortunately, we're still using a two-handed weapon. But I would be very happy to have that on other characters. That is a really cool thing to have. Um, okay, talking about cool things to have, this ring also looks pretty okay to me. Um, it is a ring of willpower, so we can just upgrade from that. Like straight upgrade. We also, now I'm gonna keep that around. It might save me, like the ability to blink. Now we have 40, 26 defenses. We are really close to that 46, 31. Like close enough that I can see it. I can grasp it almost. Um, I can enchant the hat, and switch the gloves and boots for other ones, and we could get 46 armor class. For the evasion, I'm probably gonna have to get more dexterity or more skill. Oh, Ring of the Tortoise. Ring of the Tortoise. If I put on the Ring of the Tortoise, I have 44. So yeah, we're so close with the Ring of the Tortoise. So I am not gonna be a true Diesel character, but I'll be able to switch in some gear to have Dieselness by the end, most likely. Plus 0 crystal plate with some bad properties. Um, Fortunately, it is only a plus 0 crystal plate, and it doesn't tempt me away from what I have. 6 scrolls of Fogu. We have 3. I would give them if I had like 7 or 8. Maybe even if I had 6. But with 3, we obviously cannot do it, even if I wanted to. Rift. Nice, powerful item. That ring of 2 pips of cold resistance and 6 dexterity is really powerful. Um, but like my ring slot is very contested, which is crazy because that ring is real good. But once again, just like a million sources of resistance to electricity. I'll pick up and carry the Charlatan Sword because it looks really cool. Trophy. I guess we can do shoals. Man, I look forward to finishing this run and eating. I am not that hungry. If I was truly hungry, I would probably just end it now. But we're fine. I can just keep going until I finish this and then go eat something. Um, yeah, we're fine. We're fine here. We should be in a completely dominating position in this place. Like I don't think there's anything in a 1v1 that beats me here. Combinations of monsters, sure. There's always combinations of monsters that can ruin your day, pretty much anywhere in the game. But here, versus this character, a single monster, no. And there's situations where, oh no, a Merfolk Aquamancer, right? But I don't think this character will have that problem. Mm. Oh, I overtrained dodging. Whatever. I'm just gonna overtrain them both then. Um, well, not overtrain them, but like just continue training them. If you delete everything um and press enter, your training target must be 27 or below. Why must you do this to me, Kroll? Like if I type 999, it should be obvious that I want it to be 27, don't you think? Hmm. Very, very annoying. I have some grievances with that menu that I have never really aired until today. But like every time I get a message like that, I think of it. Like, why is it like this? Why is it like these crawl developers? Why must that menu hurt me so? But I am tempted to just dive this place because, like, what are the chances that we get something run enhancing from fully exploring this place? Even the experience, like, if I can squeeze one level out of the whole clear of this place, it's gonna be magical. I'm level 22, so I think that is extremely unlikely. Um, Unless I get a million uniques, like Ilsuiu, Polyphemus, whatever else can generate in this place. Baisu Shen, I think, can generate here. Um, what can generate that hasn't already generated? Norris? Can Norris generate here? I guess it would make sense if the Surfer unique generates in shoals. Um, yeah, but I would need a lot of uniques to get to level 23, I think. I'm already in Shoals 3 and I am not really close to leveling up. Shoals 4 is gonna be the place with the most HP, right? Or like with the most experience. I was checking if I didn't get shafted and I didn't notice because I am strong enough that when I get shafted, I'm probably not gonna notice it. Please don't banish me. You know what? I'm just gonna train dodging until I get to 31 evasion. 31 evasion in gold scales, by the way. That is also something remarkable. 31 evasion in gold scales. And it is most likely gonna happen, indeed, with the way that this is going. I have such good loot. It is so cool. What a great run. And runs are normally not like this, and you know it, and you have seen plenty of them. That you have seen plenty of runs of mine where it is just a struggle and a bunch of pain. Enough runs of those, and you don't play crawl for about half a year, right? Uh, Happened to a streamer that I know. Robe of Clouds. But of course, it is a robe, not the kind of thing that we would be willing to equip with 42 base armor class, right? Wait, dexterity globes. Okay, this is crazy. I have been talking mad stuff about how many sources of resistance to electricity we have in the whole game, and I only just realized that I have accumulated enough stuff that I could replace these globes, but I don't know if I have resistance to electricity that I can equip. Oh man, this is ridiculous. Um, this is ridiculous. I don't. I actually don't. Look at how many sources of it I have, but I don't want to wear any of them. It turns out that the globes that I have, which aren't even that awesome, are the best and the most painless way for me to have resistance to electricity. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep them. Maybe I find a way to replace them later on, but for now, well, we just stick to what we need to stick to. Okay, secure this specific tile, re-immolation. Follow up with Gale's Tin of Tremor Stones to trigger the clouds, and then the clouds will get the job done. Beautiful. And that is where the rune should be. Uh-huh. I knew because there was like a Kraken zombie or a real Kraken. I don't know what it was, but I did see the tentacles. No way the rune wasn't being there. Also, it seems to be like the last hot that I checked this time. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Let's go to depths. Let's see if we can end this in under 3 hours. We are at 2 hours and 15 minutes. What is this fizzy inky potion? No way that wasn't the last item to be identified, yeah. Uh, I mean, that loot does not tempt me in any way whatsoever to open a rune door. I feel like the developers just try to bait bad players into doing things that will potentially kill them for whatever negligible power level increase that can be achieved from opening a rune door bolt. That is, of course, like late in the game. Early on, there are some notable power spikes that can be acquired from like opening things early on. Uh, but at this point, the threat is gonna be massive, um, and the reward is not gonna be massive. I messed up a little bit with my transference. I could have done that in 2 transferences, but I did it in 3. And what I did was pull the summoner so that it was next to me, and then I bonked it kind of hard with my sword, and it died. I'm so strong that I can fight a couple of berserking trolls at the same time. And yes, I do consider Might Haste to be equivalent to Berserk, except for the extra HP that the monsters get. In terms of damage output, it is equivalent. We have 2 sources of the resistance. It's going to be a good barometer for how nasty an Orb of Fire is going to be with my current gear. And the answer is not very. Nice. Let's go to depths 2. I still have only 2 runes. At some point I'll need to get a third one. It's once again probably just gonna be from the Abyss. This time I am really, really strong, so we're not gonna change anything. I'm just gonna go in and play like usual, and that should get the job done. This looks nasty. Yeah, this looks like something that I probably shouldn't be doing. So far, not terribly nasty monsters, at least. Yep. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Fortunately, we have things to do that beat these bolts pretty hard, like that. If I had Thin of Tremorstones, this would be the moment to use it as well. Big explosions. That killed most things. It didn't kill everything. Most noticeably, there's a Juggernaut there that is still at high enough HP to be a little bit concerning. Um, but we dealt a lot of damage to their numbers. This is a Juggernaut. Let me do the following. Yeah, transfer the Juggernaut away and reposition. I kind of hate how your summons or your allies default to running away if you're running away. That is absolutely just the developers messing with the player. That is gonna explode. Yeah, you better not be next to it. And so we win. Um, Man, I love Immolation. Immolation really has to be one of my favorite things in the whole game. How much HP do you have now? Really, it's close to 3 digits. 90, yeah, close to 3 digits. Not the tankiest guy, but uh, significantly more tanky than your average scroll ally because it has okay HP but great defenses and a tower shield. Yeah, that's a pretty tanky ally right there. Sojobo. How are we going to do this, Sojobo? My Phantom Mirror dude immediately got abjured like instantly. That went fine. I am really, really strong. It takes a certain level of power to just fight Sojobo with support like that. It was Sojobo's band, and a Vampire Knight, and it wasn't really that much of a problem. I did use Idealize and Phantom Mirror just to make it extra safe, but the Phantom Mirror dude got instantly abjured, so I just had my idealized ancestor to support me. Enchant armor. Lost 11 gold scales, 43 armor class. We are so close to the 46, and we're so close to the 31. And we're also so close to the 3 hours. Remember that I want to end this in under 3 hours. That ring is awesome, but I don't know if I want it. Like, the quality of my gear is so high that I don't know if I want that ring. It is crazy to me that we are in this situation. If I win this, I'm gonna be on a streak of 2, though it will have started with a game before the tournament, so it will not count for the purpose of tournament banners. I'll have to do a streak of 4 during the tournament for that to count. I don't know if I should do this level, because I feel like it's gonna take forever, or if I should skip it, but it will take forever, but on the other hand, it will also provide me with a ton of experience, so that might make it worth it. Can you please die? Like, why am I missing this guy? I am actually missing it like crazy. That's it's a lot of misses. My headbutt misses, and I don't get the retaliatory headbutt. Like, you should not be this tanky, Mr. Demonologist. Are you wearing? No, it's just, what's its chance to dodge me? I have about 75% chance to hit. Unfortunate. Well, things apparently got bad enough that I kinda want to blink. How many blinks do I have? This is gonna be the first time that I blink if I do end up doing so. I guess that I can just do a transference play so I don't waste a blink. Aha, the power of HEP. Like, yeah, HEP is really, really strong in really unintuitive ways. You wouldn't think of using transference 2 times in a row as controlled blink, but it is controlled blink. It is just straight up controlled blink. And as you can see, it is a very good play, very high quality play, enabled by HEP. It does cost some piety because transference costs a little bit of piety, but I think that it is a pretty fair piety cost for what is effectively controlled blink, but without having to use a scroll of blinking, right? That way you can save the scrolls of blinking for when you cannot spare the turns, and you use the HEP synergy for when you can spare the turns. You can also transfer a summoner that likes to be in the back row into being next to you if it appears at the edge of the screen, just like I did. For that, you don't really need that much invocations skill. Invocations skill is only if you. I feel like it would be best if you're not that powerful and you need the help that you would get from having a strong idealized help ancestor. But we don't need that help right now. We're fine without it. Okay, we're at 29 evasion. I'm so close to the 31. Another pair of boots of flying. I'll get the money. Why not? Retirement fund. If I could inscribe the money, I would name it retirement fund. For when this character gets out of the dungeon with the Orb of Sot. It's a lot of dudes. That is indeed a lot of dudes. 3 Caustic Strikes. I don't have the resistance. So I guess that is another secret weakness of mine, that I don't have the resistance and I have to deal with these guys. I think that we leave this place. I think that I just straight up re-teleport right now. I don't want to fight all of these. Um, Hopefully we kill the shapeshifter. Oh, delightful. It put me in a slightly better spot, I would like to believe. Yeah, we can do orc ending tactics here. Orc ending tactics. I was like, how did I heal all that HP? But I killed the Flayed Ghost. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. This game has some moments that are immensely satisfying. Okay, Caustic Strike, you're heavily wounded. Beautiful. I transferred the guy to drain the Caustic Strike, but it was more than enough. I was just sending a message to my mom. She went out and then it started raining, like immediately after she went out. I think we're fine here. Like, oh, what is that Hell Sentinel doing here? You have Master Dodging. I'll train armor next. I'll train armor next. But we can probably reach 31 if I train armor. Like, no, really, who summoned you? Where is your summoner? Mm, the worst part about this is that I don't see the summoner. I'm just gonna re-teleport because, yeah, I know I'm not done yet. Aha, these caustic strikes are the thing that made me teleport. I didn't forget about them. I only killed one. Wow, there's 4. All right, very sketchy levels so far. Lots of dangerous things happening. Hep is so sick. I like Hep a good amount. Um, I have been making very strong use of transference. I have been spamming it a bit, but it is that good. Transference is the killer ability that Hep has because of its versatility. Like it lets you do so many crazy things. You can blink yourself away. You can pull enemies next to you. You can also drain enemies if you really want to. How are we going to deal with these caustic strikes? I don't have the resistance yet again, but I do have Wand of Roots. Um, okay, they don't care about the Wand of Roots. They really, really don't care. I have Box of Beasts. I guess I haven't used that. I can use Phantom Mirror. I guess I'll idealize this guy. How much piety does that cost? 3%. So okay, ability. I'll copy this guy. Yeah, I decided I'll just have ancestors destroy them. Um, that went very, very well. And I think that was the most dangerous thing left in the level, so we're fine now. Yeah, quite the depth tree. Pretty dangerous. Maybe if I had not used any consumables, it would have been more dangerous than SOT 5. Um, but the dangerous part about SOT 5 is that there is no real combination of consumables that does the thing that I did to this level. Did I lose the ancestor? Yeah, that's a shame. I could definitely use it. Hey, look at that! I went down to 5 pips of piety. That's how much I've been using my HEP abilities. Goodbye, liches. Okay, pretty good. Forty-four 30. We're so close to 46-31. 45-30. So literally on the threshold of diesel. And the best part is I'm not gonna have to cheat it. I can just get diesel and have it for real. This level has already taken me quite a bit. You know what? I'm just gonna go in. I have rampaging. Goodbye. Cloak of surprise. We don't care about that. Okay, that was depth 3. Depth 3. Now let's go to depth 4. And after that, I think we can go do the abyss and then just win the game. The enchantress. Immolation strats. Beautiful. Did that kill the enchantress? Yes, the enchantress explodes. See? Not with this character. Definitely not with this character. This character is good for a win in under 3 hours. Not for extended, not for a cigarette, not for anything other than that. Also, I haven't found the portal. Delightful. I should maybe stop idealizing so much. I just had an idea, like, what will happen to my exploration piety if I take a dip into the abyss? Do I get piety there? Because I remember that there was a version of the abyss that didn't give you experience, and I think it also didn't give you piety. But I don't know how it works nowadays. Yep. This time it's not so much like they're getting thrown into the blender like it was. Oh, this is Spark Hit. Yeah, this is actually a bit scary. Um, this time it's not like they're getting thrown into the blender like it was. Once again, I don't have Circ, and I would Circ here. Mm, sorry, just having to focus a bit. Having a scary monster be thrown uh, among the fodder can be a really nasty surprise. As I was saying, man, I forgot what I was saying. Why must you do this to me, Parkit? Completely lost it. The latest version gives experience in the Abyss, but the balance they set that on was every time you enter, you start at a deeper floor. Is that how it works? Every time you enter on, you start at a deeper floor? Really? So finding an exit is like finding downstairs for the abyss. That's pretty useful. Abyss, because unfortunately we still don't get to do sod before having 3 runes. I would do sod without 3 runes for sure. I would do it every time with 2 runes. "46 armor class, by the way. Not 31 evasion, but 46 armor class. Okay, Abyss 2. Hey, the Abyssal Rune of Sod can be found at this depth. Oh, yes! Because it's not the first time that I'm in the Abyss. I was vanished, and then I got out. So I guess I went in at Abyss 2. And now I'm in Abyss 3. Should I go to Abyss 4? Oh, I was about to. And then the game was like, no, you don't need to do that. So close yet so far. You know, Crawl off an Nim are significantly less dangerous than their Rift Wizard counterparts. They're still dangerous, but not that much. Talking about danger, I am a bit low on HP in the presence of a Tormentor, so I'm just gonna pop a haste. I have been using this this Gale's item a decent amount. There won a warp glass ring. It's very unlikely that I want that. I only just remembered it because my train of thought it would be nice to have a port here. And then I was like, wait a second, haven't I thought that before? And then I remember the item. Anyway, we have the rune now. Let's just get out. And now we can do SOT. Are we powerful enough to do SOT? I would like to believe that is the case. Let me go back to these boots. 4631 with these boots, exactly the stats that I wanted to see. Anyway, I'm glad that I didn't switch away from the boots before doing the Abyss because having flight was really useful there. All right, SOT 1. We have enough magic mapping to map the entirety of this place. And that is exactly what I am going to be doing. We have stairs in very convenient spots, like this one that I am going to go towards. And this one is also super easy to get to. I could just dig this or go around, whatever. So I get the luxury of choosing. And I choose not to do that. Me rest away the slow. What is that one turning into? Lindworms? Do they turn into random monsters or do they turn into a specific kind of monsters? Because I've seen them turn into only animals, I think. Like manticores, lindworms. Last game I had one turn into alligators. As long as they don't turn into hydras, because berserking hydras could be a little bit complicated. Um, I'm gonna go tree form here because I don't wanna get killed by some torment garbage. Okay, this is definitely the way to go. Hello, you just got your first scroll win with Minotaur Fighter because of my videos. I'm glad that it's nice that people still get something out of the crawl content that I put out. With the constantly evolving nature of crawl, you never know how long those videos are gonna be um, useful for. Like people still look at my tier lists, and I'm pretty sure they're very outdated at this point. Like they were made years ago at this point, like even the newest ones. And then I decided to stop making tier lists and make video series about stuff. And I didn't complete the God one. I didn't complete the God one. Like overviews. I think that the overview format was a lot better, but a lot more lengthy of a process because I went in detail into every like species and background. Did I do species and background, or did I only do did I do spells? I did spells. I do remember that one. But anyway, I think that is a more relevant kind of video that I used to do for crawl more than more than the gameplay videos. But the gameplay videos are definitely some okay filler. You know what? I wish I had Immolation. I still have that D5 Immolation that I never bought. It could be useful right about now. And I don't have Condenser Bane.
My wife still doesn't believe in me!
Do you have any suggestions for spellcasters with the new spells? I'm not having much luck with Gree.
I have not played with the new spells. I took a break for half a year. I have not tried them, but I guess I can. You can try like the tried and true species for spell casting. Augur or whatever it's called now. Um, you could try Deepelf. Deepelf is gonna be a bit complicated because low HP. Deepelf is not really the greatest for beginners, but you should try if you have issues with spellcasters. You should try Jin because Jin is always the correct thing to recommend to a new player that has issues with spellcasters. Jin will teach you how to spellcast. Um, it is kind of designed with the idea of teaching new players how to spellcast. Um, all right. If I get a mutation that removes my evasion in some way, it's gonna be very annoying because I have the stats that I want to have. I got marked. Okay, do we stay here and fight the hordes? Yeah, sure, we can do that. Okay, we maxed armor and dodging. Time to max fighting. Red Lich? Well, I wish I could have inspected that earlier. Okay, it's fine. We have 3 pips of willpower. We should not be getting hexed by a Lich. Anyway, 47-31. Those are some defenses, all right. 47-31. Absolutely beautiful. And I have these rings in my inventory. Like, my loadout is so strong that I have the ring of the tortoise in the bench. Yeah, this would be a perfect time to spontaneously turn into an octopod, but not really because I am using what is that? I am using it's a gem. Yeah, give me that. Um, yeah, it wouldn't be a great time to turn into an octopod actually because I'm getting fully enchanted gold scales, and I wouldn't really want to throw those away. Ring is what help you win, and I'm just carrying it around. Yeah, like it's just I got some crazy gear. Um, I like the 5 evasion for dexterity ring. Like that is such a cracked item. It gives me damage, it gives me defenses, it gives me just like the base 5 evasion. The resistance to negative is also a little bit nice, less draining, less danger posed by those guys. And somehow I have 35 strength. Like I really don't understand how I have so much strength when every stat level up I went dexterity. But I just found all this strength gear. It's a shame that I am not doing anything that scales with strength. And I cannot go in through any of these bolts just by walking. Um, I have a minus tele item, but it's an amulet. If it was like a ring or something, it would be a lot easier to just put it in, walk over, take it out. I can try to blink over it with a scroll of Fogu, but it is sketchy, man. And I definitely don't want to step on it. Um, let's give it a try. Oof. If I take it off, I lose 7 evasion. 7. Jeez. Um, like I'm just gonna take it off for a second to do this, and then I'll put it back on, of course. And what am I going to do? This is what I'm going to do. Random blink by manipulating my line of sight. I kinda can manipulate where I'm going to land because you cannot blink to a spot that you cannot see, right? So by blocking the other side, I greatly increase the chance that it's gonna blink me over. And so we can just go back to my wonderful ring. Okay, you know what? I should have hasten might here. Maybe resistance as well. That is a lot of orbs of fire. More than 0 orbs of fire is a lot of orbs of fire. Delightful. Hey, as long as you don't mess with my defenses, we're fine. Um, Also, I'll be getting rid of that at the end anyway, because I have 6 potions of mutation. I should probably prioritize the Quicksilver Dragon, because it can get rid of my buffs. Yeah. That went really, really well. Um, oh no. We're gonna cancel that. Like, normally I'm okay with getting marked, but I'm not okay with getting marked here, in this specific room. Okay, idea. Idea. The good old Hep Shuffle. I'm gonna call it the Hep Shuffle. Please don't net me again. I am carrying the orb, right? Like I did pick up the orb. I didn't pick up the orb. Why did I do that? Or why did I not do that? I mean, ah, the pain. Well, okay. I mean, it's fine. It's not like I am pressured or anything. I can just jump into that and try again later. But why did I not pick up the orb? I can do the same thing. I did some fancy stuff and then I couldn't pick up the orb. Yeah, that was a pretty good ninja technique for not having to fight the rest of that mess. And then I messed up by not picking up the orb. Like I cannot believe I didn't pick up the orb. But at least I realized that I didn't pick up the orb. If I hadn't, it would have been even worse. Okay, I lost the ancestor, so I'm gonna have to wait a bit in order to try that again. But at least I can try again. I can try again, no problem. I'm gonna hasten might. You gotta respect orbs of fire. Ancient Lich and Cursto at the same time is really problematic. Yeah, that is a serious problem. Do I have silence? I do have silence. We're gonna use that. Make me make extra sure that I don't throw by doing this. Let's go for safety idealize. And then we can read silence just so the Lich doesn't destroy me. Unfortunately, it doesn't work versus the Cursto, but it does trivialize the Lich. Okay, we get double torment. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait out the silence. Gonna regen to full. We can try again. Yeah, I don't need to do it. I can just walk in. But that if I had picked up the, I don't want to rampage into the net trap. Thank you. If I had picked up the orb, that was the way to go. Yeah, you don't have to kill everything. I do, however, have to say that killing everything is a very nice thing that you can do in this place. Wow, I got teleported to what's probably the worst possible spot. Okay, time for more fancy transfers, please. Stop, please. Okay, I have to haste. That's the first thing. And then we just blink away from this because this is getting ridiculous. This is the benefit of having a full stash of blinks for the whole game. Okay, transfer that, transfer me. Man, Hep is so strong. Hep is so busted. I love that I can do that kind of thing if I am a Hep worshipper. What other god lets you have controlled blink? Like I mean, it's not as powerful as controlled blink because you have to dedicate more than one action to it, and it is also not exactly doesn't doesn't let you control exactly where you're going to land, right? But it is very very close, and it is very very spammable, and that compensates for the weaknesses that it has over the extremely valuable, extremely short supply scroll of blinking, right? That on top of like having a dude, the dude helps you for the entirety of the game. But I feel like beyond a certain point, you really feel the Hep power by doing that transference technique. Like it is crazy. If you have never played Hep, give it a try. Keep in mind that you have access to this powerful option, and you will have a good time. Um, nope, we're not winning with that. 30 evasion. Don't do me like this game. That's fine. That is beautiful. 14-9-31. Now I kind of wish I could win with 50, but I know I'm not getting there. This is under 3 hours. Ooh, it's under 3 hours, but not by a lot. Just get me out of here, please. I'm so far away from... Yeah. Come on. You're run, but you have to explode setup up. That is not even that hard. Exploding setup up, I mean. Let me read a tele here. It's gonna be faster than getting out of that. And it also... Excuse me, why am I back here? Cesa. What does Cesa do? She does bad stuff. No, really. Why am I here and not here? I'm not fighting that. It has summon Greater Demon. Get me out of here. So many Afriti. Banlord spawns on top of me with Blink Bolt. I have to kill this one. Cannot run away from it. Yeah, this Banlord is too sticky. Oof. It is also too unkillable. It has infinite evasion. Okay, we're teleporting away from this one. 44? Why are you hitting me so hard? 68 damage? Man, why is it hitting me so hard? It was also very accurate. All the exits were the other side, so I had to walk back through. It must have been something like that. Get me out of here. 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 15 seconds. Let's go. Under 3 hours. First win of the tournament for me. First game of the tournament as well. That went very, very well for me. No wand of digging. I did have a wand of digging, but I wanted to win in under 3 hours. That was important. You get a banner in the tournament for winning in under 3 hours. I might as well get it as soon as I can. Okay, so now I get to eat. That's nice. I'm fourth place. I'm fourth place because I won fast, pretty much, not because of anything. Well, I'm fourth place in the server. That will go away as soon as people start getting in 15 rune games. As for myself, I'll get a 15 rune game in, but not immediately. I'll get it at some point. That Forschling Mommy Ice Elementalist quit the game Bolts 5. Someone got annoyed at Bolts 5. Yeah, there's a reason why I haven't gone to Bolts 5 in a while. I think that since last tournament I haven't gone to Bolts 5. Obviously in this tournament I will. Disregard your first win taking almost 6 hours? My first win took 12 hours, and my second win was a 15 rune, and it took me 36 hours. Not even exaggerating. That's how long it took me. The game was a lot longer back in the day. You had to play a lot more careful. But it did take me forever. Of course, playing fast is something that you can start to get away with when you start getting really, really experienced at the game. And I don't even play that fast. There's people that can win in under an hour with like most characters. I'm not in that level. I like to full clear and stuff, squeeze all the value out of the game. Um, but yeah, the place that I did to jump over the salt vault, like the salt traps at the in SOT 5, wouldn't have been possible if I had gone for the treasure trove. Um, so I'm glad that I didn't have the resources to pay for the trove when the trove wanted me to pay for 6 skulls of fog when I only had 3. Now I'm going to go eat, and maybe I come back and play another one. It depends on how I feel after I end stream. In the meantime, I guess you can go find someone else who is playing Crawl during the tournament. Surely Wizard Ike is streaming, or Particle Face, or some Russian streamer. Like there's always Russians playing during the tournament on stream, and then they disappear until the next tournament. I'll come back. I promise I'll come back at some point in the near future to play more Crawl, but yep. Thank you everyone who has supported the channel in this period where there has been a draft of content. Um, Unfortunately, there was the internet outage, but at least that has a nice upside of delaying the crawl month until the tournament. So we are gonna be seeing a lot of crawl in these 2 weeks, I promise. And then the 2 weeks afterwards, there will also be more crawl. Most likely more than 4 characters, which was 4 or 5 characters, which was what I originally promised. So I guess it comes out better for you. And yeah, thank you everyone to contribute who contributes to the channel. It has been extremely helpful. It has helped me avoid starvation, which is definitely always nice. So yeah, see you around. Thank you for everything, everyone, and I'll be back maybe in a bit or maybe until Monday. Most likely until Monday. So yeah, we shall see how I feel in a bit. See you around.